Hello guys, welcome to JazzedTutorials, and this week we're showing you a logo effect. So recently I joined this site called guru.com, which is basically where freelance artists and other people in the freelance world can post what they do and get hired by other people. So when I joined the website, I needed to make a portfolio of what I do for web design. So to showcase all what I do, I created this really cool logo, and I wanted to share with you guys, the YouTube community, how I made this cool logo. Just because, why not? So let's get started. So I'm starting with a very large canvas because large canvases seem to work best when you're making a logo. Go big, and then if you need to downsize, downsize. That's how I work. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to start with a square. Yeah, it's about a good size square. Okay. I'm going to now get rid of the fill and add a stroke. So we're going to start with a bowl. Yeah. So get rid of your fill, and we're going to have a stroke right there. Now at this point you're able to pick your own stroke size if you would like. Pick your stroke color and your size, both. I'm going to go with probably a size... we'll go with a size 7. 7 seems fair. Now, I'm going to pick my color. Well, we're going to have two squares involved, so we'll have two different colors, but I think I'll start with a blue, or... do I want to go with that color? That's fine. We'll go with that for now. Alright, so now what I have is my lovely blue square there. So now what I want to do is I'm going to now hollow out the inside of that lovely stroked square. And to do so, I'm going to double click on the shape layer, which is my rectangle. Get rid of your fill. And if you add, I believe if you add a stroke on top of a stroke, it does that. Yay! So now we're going to go ahead and add in back the same color. So you probably didn't even need to do that step to pick your stroke color because you really didn't even need it at that point. Looks good. Okay. And we're going to leave it, you can leave your stroke size to about a 3, or if you want to go bigger you can, but I think a size 3 is good for me. Alright, next we're going to make another rectangle, and I just want to point this out. Sometimes in Photoshop when you add a shape on top of a shape, it'll merge the two shapes into one layer. I've had that issue recently, so for me I have to make an entirely new layer for the shape, so make a new layer if you have to. Sometimes you don't, but for me I do actually, for some unknown reason. Don't know what I've done in Photoshop to anger it, but I angered Photoshop and it does that. So we're going to make another one, and this one needs to be a little bit smaller than your other one, and you'll see why momentarily. Again, we're going to get rid of the fill, and we're going to just make it have a stroke layer. I'm going to go with about a 7 on this one as well. You want to keep them both kind of the same. And again, you can change your color if you stroke if you want. But if you're going to hollow yours out like I'm doing, you won't need to really. You can just get rid of the fill and add another stroke on top of that with a separate color. I'm going to go with a purple hue because, you know, purple is a neat color. So we're going to go with that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this into like a diamond. So we're going to go like that, and you will probably need to resize it so that it fits right inside there. Just resize it so it fits just nicely in there. Alright, still a little bit not fitting properly, but that's okay. There. I think I need to zoom in just a little bit more to get it more accurate, and you can probably do the same. Because you don't want it to overlap on top of the other one, you want it to fit snugly in there. Yeah, snugly is now a word. We're going to go with that. So we'll put that right here. Alright, that's close enough for me. Whatevs. We're going to go with that. That's as close as you're probably going to get. Oops, we zoomed out too much. Okay, so something to that effect there. Nifty, nifty. So you want to kind of create the diamond. A diamond inside of your square. Mine kind of looks a bit rectangular-ish, but it's okay. Just doing a tutorial. Doesn't need to be perfect. But on my final outcome that I'll show you at the end, like always, you'll notice how mine's more perfected. Next, we're going to add 2 pieces to this. So we're going to go back. I'm using 2 previous tutorial photos to enhance this so that it shows my logo and what I do. So I'm going to grab my elliptical rectangular tool, take a small portion of this in a square form, cut that out, and we're going to close that one out. Don't save. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to paste it on top. And now we are going to move this downward, actually. So you can probably paste it actually below your layer. And we're going to resize this because, as you can note, it's really large and too big. And we're going to pick a corner to place this in. And that looks good right there. Okay, now we need to zoom in a bit. Now, some of you may say there's other ways around this, but in my opinion, I don't think there really is, because you can't. What we're essentially trying to do is put just that little bit in that corner right there. Some of you might be like, oh, you can just do the, you know, control-click thing. Not really. You can't with this portion. I'm afraid there's just no way. So we're going to put it right there. Grab your eraser tool now. You can add a mask layer to this, just because if you make a mistake, you can always go back and redo. So now, with a large brush of size, we're going to erase everything and place it just in that corner. Yeah, this is going to look super awesome. Oops. Erased a bit too much there. Ah, shoot. Okay. Alright, and essentially we're going to do the very same thing, but in the other corner, and I'm going to pick a different photo. So I'm going to use this one here, and again, the exact same thing. Open, and I'm only using 2 for this because you'll see in a moment I'm going to add some text to this, but you guys could do all 4 corners if you wanted. That would be super chill. But I'm just not feeling it for this particular logo, so I'm not doing it that way, but, you know, this is where your freestyle comes into play, so if you guys want to do that, by all means. Oops. Alright, so we have those 2 corners currently made. That's a really neat effect there. Now is where we're going to add the text, because that just makes this logo even cooler. And picking your font for this is probably like going to be the hardest part, because you want to have the best font possible. The one font that I absolutely think this works perfectly with is a font called Orator STD. I don't know if it's in everyone's computer, but it randomly came with my MacBook Pro options for fonts. And I just love this font because it's so cute and so tiny and it works perfectly. Obviously need to resize that because 72 point is too much. 14's a bit too small. We'll go with 18. And I'm using black for my color choice, but you guys could obviously go with other colors if you wanted to. Alright, and next we're going to add our established markup. So put EST in this corner. And then to complete the logo, I'm going to put the number 2009, since that's when my channel was founded, was in 2009. Place it right there, and that, my friends, is my logo. Now, like I did say, because we're using a bigger canvas, we now need to make the logo smaller. So go ahead up here to Image and hit the word Trim. It's going to give you automatic settings, which is top left pixel color and all that stuff. Go for it. And there you go. It automatically downsizes to a proper setting for your lovely photo, and you can now save it as a PNG, JPEG, whatever you want to save it as, and you have yourself a cool logo. And that, my friends, is this week's tutorial. Hope you found this educational. Hope you love this tutorial. If you did like it, please hit the like button. I love likers. Likers are awesome. If you have any further questions on anything related to this video, or anything else for that matter, do comment below. If you have any suggestions for videos, also comment below, or you can inbox me here. That's cool too. All social media links where you can find me are also linked below in the description box. That is my time, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!